Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Corner Pod, wherein we talk about all things football. I'm Hari Keshav, and today we have with us, as always, my trusted friend and co-founder of the channel, Amog. Hey, Amog.
Hi Hari, namaskar.
It's so nice to see you, Amog. It's been a
Yeah,
while since we recorded one.
finally.
Yeah, the wait was worth it because we have with us today an amazing content creator and Indian football expert, the man behind the popular YouTube channel, Curious Harry. Welcome to the podcast, Hiren.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Hello, Hari and Amog. It's pleasure to be in this exciting podcast. I am really excited and looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, Hiren. It's such a pleasure to have a passionate football supporter and content creator on the pod. So, for our viewers, Hiren, could you give us a brief introduction by telling us when you began watching football and creating content about football, especially around Indian football?
First, I started my football journey as a fan to watch football is around 2010 that FIFA World Cup. I think that was my starting point where I see Spain and Barcelona. And from there, I become a, you can say, addict of football. So that journey continue and football content creation. I started in 2022. I started with the European football, but slowly I shifted towards the Indian football because I feel that needs to be covered. I think around Jan 2023, I started to cover Indian football, and I already follow the ISL from 2014. So that's how I started my footballing journey, and I think it's going for now 15 years.
Thank you so much, Hiren, for that brilliant introduction. He's such a big content creator, but comes across so humble because let me tell you a bit about Hiren Bhai. Because when there was not many people doing content around Indian football, and today we're very happy to see Hiren Bhai and Curious Harry go to the heights that it has reached. Curious Harry, the channel is now having 13,000 subscribers, which is not a small feat. So all the credit goes to Hiren Bhai. So
Thank
much
you, thank
for
you,
coming on the podcast, Hiren.
thank
In today's episode, we will not talk about Indian football because, as we all know, Hiren is also a Barcelona fan. So, what we will do is we will do a roundup of the recently concluded Champions League group stage and talk about all the important moments. And we will also preview some of the important playoff fixtures. And who better to basically provide his thoughts than Hiren, who is a diehard Barcelona fan, and Amog, who is a diehard Chelsea fan, who is in the conference league. So
I think as a neutral, he can give a better perspective about the overall this group stage of Champions League. Yeah,
that
without
is
Actually, I
bias,
am in a
biasness.
wrong window this time. If you had asked me about Conference League, then yes, I would have joined in. But UCL, come on.
Unfortunately, teams like Chelsea and Man United are no longer part of Champions
But
League.
but by
So
the
we
way,
have to.
before starting that, I have a question for both of you. As you mentioned, United and Chelsea. Do you see, guys, your team in next season's Champions League? I think United is not nowhere near, but do you see among Chelsea will be in the Champions League next season?
For me, probably yes. For Hari, no.
Absolutely. I believe Chelsea could make it. I think they
Mm.
have a very good squad and they're peaking at the right time. They have a very good manager as well. So I feel Chelsea will do it. I don't see United in Champions League, not just for the next upcoming season here in, but not even like next 2, 3 years with the new ownership and this thing. But let's talk about the teams that were in the Champions League because we will have to go out and start crying then, me and Amok. But let's keep it
I
PG
understand
and
your pain.
yeah. We do not have owners like Laporta who can sell the soul of the club and then make sure that things are going well, unfortunately.
But fans
Well,
care only about the you can say ki the results, so they don't care about those kind of things.
before we got into the episode itself, a little bit of burns have started amongst the three. Just one more question before we start talking about Champions League. Are we going to keep this podcast PG and not talk about Start Brest? Or we're going to talk about that as well? Because there's been many running jokes on CBS Golazo between Micah Richards and Kate Abdo and Thierry Henry. Yeah, I feel we should keep it PG. There's a couple of questions on your favorite teams. So if you still feel that you want to keep some running innuendos, go for it.
My favorite club is Brest this time. I guess, yeah.
I'm guessing there were many people's second favorite, but we will discuss all of that. So let's dive into the episode. Hiren, the new UCL format, a lot has been talked about it. How do you feel that it compares to the old system in terms of competitiveness and excitement?
I think change is nice, to be honest. I think a lot of fans have that reservation about the new format. Okay, how is it's gonna be, and players. I think also coaches also have their reservation. But I think the way it pan out this group stage, I think it was a much more exciting compared to the older format, where the
Hmm.
excitement start from the, you can say, knockout stages. But in this, you can say, key format, the excitement is still there. And if you see the last match day, 18 matches uh,
Yeah.
going same time, and then score, I think, more than 60 goal. So I
Wow.
think it is incredible. And I think a top level of football, club level of football, playing with so many clubs to at the same time, I think it's incredible. So I am, you can say, happy with this format. Or you can say the first impression is now, in terms of the, as a fan, in terms of the entertainment wise, or you can say in terms of the excitement level wise, I think is looking good. So that's the positive. Let's see the full season. And I think the overall idea, definitely the better picture you will get maybe 4 or 5 season after that. But I think start is good. So I think, let hope so it continue in that manner. And it gives a more exciting and bigger UCL moments, which is always the, you can say, the USP of UEFA Champions League. So yeah.
You made a very salient point here, and by you said from the perspective of a fan, this has been absolutely brilliant. But thinking about the perspective of the players, when they have already so many games to play, not just in the league, now in the Champions League, and after the Champions League, we are also going to have the Club World Cup, wherein these guys are going to go to the US and start playing more matches. So, do you think that UEFA and FIFA are not caring about the players, and at some point, this will affect not just the players, but only the top teams will perform really well? That is because only the top teams will have bigger squads, and then the teams who are not as rich as the Real Madrids or Barcelona or all the top clubs will not be able to fill up their squads with those many players.
I think we have to, as a fan, we, or maybe players are right in their opinion, or coaches or everyone. But I think at the end of the day, it's a business. So I think the stakeholders who decide, or decision makers who make those decisions, they always have that opinion, or you can say that point of view, okay, how to make it bigger in terms of the business wise, how to grow it. So I think with time you have to change. We always discuss about the a lot of matches, but we don't discuss about the how, if you compare to just one decade, how ridiculously
Mhm.
they paid in a decade. The
True.
salaries and everything is going skyrocket.
Yeah.
So that's also a point. If you compare to other sports, other, you can say, athletes in different sports are uh, paid way lesser and play more, you
True.
can say, the sport compared to footballers. So I think definitely the solution will be the bigger squad. And let's see how it's gonna pan out.
Thank you so much, Hiren. Amog, we used to discuss and we felt at many times we did not understand this new group stage. And you were always telling that what is going on? There is just a lot going on. Do you still share the same reservation, or now that you have seen the group stage and also with the end game week, wherein we had, like Hiren Bhai said, 18 matches together, which we only see in the Premier League end day, right? All the matches simultaneously happening. So, has your mindset changed, or do you still hold those reservations against the group stage?
I'm an old school boy. I think the old format was way better than this last 16, what do you say, like 8 to 24. I think the whole point of this is to get the viewership. In old stages, you only had two top teams in out of four. Baki two teams were like not that great. Yeah, seeing that, what they have decided is to why only play two better teams?
Correct.
Why not
Correct.
bring around 16, 20 teams at once, play amongst them and get more viewership, get more fans. Money perspective, yes, it's working out, but I think I need another 2, 3 years to get attached for this. But again, the new format with the new last 16, so I was seeing the fixtures where now Sporting play Dortmund, PSG play my favorite club Brest, and Atlanta play Club Brugge. Good matches again. Let's see how this goes. But I'm excited for the quarters.
Yeah, that is true. But one thing I really liked what Hirenbai said, we had to wait for these big matches later on in the tournament. And now this
Exactly.
also gives the opportunity to see these big matches. Who would have thought we are already in the playoffs? We are going to see Man City, Real Madrid, which is just crazy, right? Like one of this team is not going to be part of the next stage already. And then the winner, I think, has to play Liverpool or something already or something like that because of how low Man City finished. So I think there's pros and cons, and I think Amog, you will get used to this also with Chelsea next season when Chelsea is there, because I guess you need two favorite teams. There's Brest and also Chelsea. There's always one and two. So
I think next season 5 Premier League clubs are playing UCL, no?
yeah, I think so. I
Yes,
think it
only
could
they
be
are,
the case.
we are playing 5 Premier League. Actually, if you consider that, then yeah, Chelsea do have a chance in getting into UCL. Yeah, so let's see, 3-4-5 is a very good fight.
Yeah, we have to come back to Hirenbai's favorite team because Hirenbai is a huge Barcelona fan, and we've been trying to get hold of a Barcelona fan because there's so much to talk about Barcelona. There is on the field, they are amazing, but off the field, also the fans will say they are amazing. Not the other fans, but the Barcelona fans will say they have been amazing. So, how much did you enjoy Barcelona's performance in the group stage, and who are your better players, and are you encouraged by how Hansi Flick is coaching his team and how the players have taken to his coaching techniques and tactics in
I
a way?
think this season, the way Barca play football, I think this is the reason I started to follow Barca in back in 2010-11. I would not say ki this team reached at that similar level till yet, but I think they have a potential to play that kind of a football. So I think definitely Hansi Flick is ignited that Barca. I'm not saying tiki taka, but I think the brand of attacking football, I think has been really good this season compared to last season. So I think after a long time, I feel that this is the Barca I want to see, or I think most of the Barca fans want to see. If you winning by 3, 4, 5, I think that's great. Because Barca's philosophy is no, I think you also heard from a lot of Barca player also that in Barca you can't just win, that's enough. Maybe other clubs
Yeah.
that's enough, but to play good football and to win the match, that is the two thing you have to tick mark to get a fans approval. So I am
Hmm.
really enjoying the football. I think if Barca is losing also, but still I feel ki I enjoyed the match. That's the feeling
Hmm.
I am having now. So I think that's the biggest plus point for me this season.
And how happy are you that there's so many young players? When you think of Barcelona of the Esther years 2010, 2011, you're thinking of all of these big names. And now you do have these big names, but they're all these youngsters who've made a name for themselves coming from the academy. So, how happy you are to see the La Masia products come out and shine on the big European stage as well. We have Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Pau Cubarsí. So all of these young players coming and showcasing their talent and showing how good La Masia is. So I'm guessing you must be extremely
I
happy.
think any football fan or any club, I think would be happy if their academy product is proving themselves at the highest level of football. So I think it's a luxury to have for Barca, in particularly if you see the backdrop scenario of financial crunches at the Barcelona. I think this is the you can say ki, blessing from God's side to send a you can say ki, bunch of La Masia player in a same you can say ki, similar batch of 2 3 years who straight away make it to the club team. Because before that, if you see from I would say 2012, 13 to 2018, 19, we don't have that kind of a player like Lamine Yamal, Gavi, or Pau Kubarsi player who can be club's face and in the first team starter. So I think, yeah, as a fan, I think this is the absolutely joy to watch La Masia kids to play at the highest level in such a manner at such a young age. I think that's the incredible.
And also, do you think, Hiren, by that Barcelona has in itself to go very deep in the Champions League, probably even until the final semi-final stages with this team that you have at the moment? Or do you think this team is great, but we are missing a striker? Because I've spoken to a couple of Barcelona fans and they're saying this could be one of the issues as we go later into the season. So do you still feel echo those same sentiments, or do you think no, that's fine, we are going to go into the
I
tournament?
think I have a little bit different opinion on that. No doubt, there are a couple of
Mhm.
positions where Barca needs to strengthen those position in terms
Mhm.
of the squad depth wise. But I have a feeling seeing Barca's La Liga form, UCL form, I have a more confidence in the team in UCL. They will do a great job. Not there is a always you can say in a knockout anything can happen, but I feel this
Yeah.
team have a, that caliber, or you can say that
Mhm.
high risk football which Hansi Flick is playing. I think they can
Mhm.
go deep into the UCL. I think at the moment I feel ki Barca will go till the semi-final.
Brilliant. Okay, then let's do a couple of rapid fire questions because we wanted to cover not just Barcelona but the entirety of UCL. So I will be asking and Amog a couple of questions, and they will just pick out some of their most memorable and favorite moments from the Champions League. The best goal of the Champions League group stage.
So for me, that yes, the last goal is still I which I see live. So I feel against Benfica was great goal because 90
Brilliant.
plus minute and there to get a counter attack and that energy and work rate and to finish in that
Mhm.
crunch moment. I think it was incredible goal. There are a couple of other goals as we discussed earlier before the podcast, that Haaland goal, and there are a couple of other long range bangers also we have seen.
Brilliant. And I'm guessing I have a good idea of what the best match will also be. The best match of the group stage here in Pai.
Obviously, I think as you can say guessed it, and that Benfica Barca. I think 5-4.
It was a
Crazy match.
crazy
Crazy
game.
match.
Like the amount of mistakes, as you said, the Rafinha's goal, there was quality, but there was also so many
Mistake.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Like those two goalkeepers. Yeah.
But I think in terms of
Uh,
the you can say ki the scoreline wise and the excitement and that last minute winner, I think at the end of the day, no doubt there is a you can say ki the couple of fans who want to see the gameplay or many fans. But I think at the end of the day, you watch any sport or any team to entertain yourself. So I think in terms of the entertainment wise, it's just a full on you can say ki the pesa match. You get
yeah.
a lot of high and lows moment because once Barca is getting ahead in the match, again Benfica equalize, and they are playing at their home. I think the many people don't mention, but the away match to Benfica is difficult for any team. I'm not saying Barca
True.
because the atmosphere in Benfica and then their fans, I think, is incredible. So it's
Yeah.
a very tough match or difficult match to play away. So I think fans also backing up Benfica really well in that match, and that last Rafinha goal and that penalty scenario checked out and everything. I think it has a crazy experience. I think that's why UCL is a different vibe. It make you can say ki it always put you on your toes, and it just as an particularly in India you are watching at 1 a.m. midnight, so you can't express your emotion just like that. I think it's a crazy
True.
experience.
That's such a true experience here, and why you can't jump out, you can't scream because people are going to either shout at you or think you're crazy, and you're also going to disturb a lot of people. But yeah, it is crazy. But speaking of the best match for me, certainly the Benfica and Barcelona match was up there. It was crazy because it had everything. It had goals, mistakes, drama. But just in terms of from a hate watch perspective, because I'm a United fan, I really like that Feyenoord Man City game. That was a good game.
Same, yeah.
And also Man City PSG as well. I think that was a crazy
Mhm.
game. Man City PSG game was also really good. Okay. Brilliant. Then the next question is the team that surprised you the most. Let's have one good surprise and bad surprise. So Hiren, by which team surprised you the most? Good surprise.
think good surprise. I impressed with the Aston Villa's performance in the UCL.
Mm,
I think they finished in top eight, so that's a good fit to uh, play in such a difficult league, Premier League, and to maintain the performance in the UCL. Also, I think it's a tough task. So I think they surprised me in a positive way. Atlanta also, but the last they you can say draw against Barca and they lost their top eight position. Otherwise, I think Atlanta also in last couple of season, if you see they've done a good job at the UCL level. So yeah, they've done a good job. Bed wise, obviously, Man City expectation was high and they didn't perform. And they've been consistent for last couple of seasons. So obviously, you have a that expectation that they will definitely, if they don't finish in top eight, they will finish in top 16. But they finish at that 22, I think. So that was a big shocker for me. honestly speaking.
Perfect. Amog, the team that surprised you the most, good and bad surprise?
No, I really thought Leipzig might get into top 24 or something,
True.
but them with 3 points in whole 8 games.
Yeah,
So that's a very bad side for the Red Bull group. 3 4 years ago, we saw them in quarters and semis.
correct.
Yes, seeing
Nagelsmann with them, I think that he took them to I think quarter, yeah, semi.
Yeah, I think so. When
Mm.
Nagelsmann season, yeah, before he went to Bayern, yeah. It's also interesting, right? Because Klopp is now the head
Red
of
Bull.
Red Bull clubs, and both the Red Bull clubs have underperformed really well. Okay, Leipzig is much more known or played much better than Salzburg, but Salzburg as well, if you remember, they used to always surprise,
Yeah,
and it used to be a very difficult team to beat. So both the teams have done poorly, and yeah, then the team that surprised you in a positive way, Amok.
mm, I think Lille performed well.
Hmm.
So seeing Lille in top 8 kind of surprised me here. But again, it's good. I want these low, what do you say,
Teams.
unfancy teams. Yes, I didn't want Arsenal to be there, but sadly they are there.
Yeah, they are. They are, unfortunately. Perfect. I
Unfortunately,
think
yeah.
last but not the least, the favorite second team. Like, obviously, you guys have teams that you usually support. Hirenbai has Barcelona, Amog has a soft corner for Italian teams. But then, which is your favorite second team, Hirenbai?
I like the way Inter Milan is playing, but particularly Indian fans not talking about them much because generally we discuss about
True.
La Liga clubs and Premier League clubs. But I think Inter Milan at UCL is showing it's a difficult team to play. Honestly speaking, if you say "Ki, I want to play Liverpool or Inter Milan, I will be a little bit scared as a fan to face Inter Milan. I think this Italian tactician, I think they are good. So I think Inter Milan I like also Liverpool honestly because of their playing style. I think
Mm.
Klopp done a good job in his first season to maintain that at both the competition is not easy and they are playing a
Yeah.
good brand of football. So Liverpool also I enjoyed the watch in the UCL.
Just goes to show how much football you watch here in by because nobody would have picked out Inter Milan, especially from coming from Indian fans, right? Not a lot of people watch Serie A, but as you rightly pointed out, I think they've been setting Serie A and also Champions League football ablaze. They're playing some really good football. Amok, have I guessed your second favorite team, or are you going to surprise me?
My favorite team is Arsenal actually,
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay,
and the next will be Liverpool.
Oh,
okay. So you're going full English teams as your
Arre,
favorite
no,
second
no,
team.
man, come on. What did you expect from me?
I can't believe I fell for that.
You fell for it.
Yes, I did.
I fell for Brest.
Let's stop it at that then. That I don't think you could have gotten a better answer for that. Let's start with some playoff predictions. I'm just going to go quickly through the playoffs and then get some quick predictions. So Brest versus PSG, Hirenbai and Amog. Just predict the winner of
I I,
who you.
I think PSG will make into the next round
Mhm. Amog.
There are two legs and
because
Brest,
Snake is in good
so
form. So that's why Dembele.
That is true. Yeah, yeah, Amog, you were saying.
yeah, so there are two legs and Brest. So
I think we're going to get cancelled on YouTube, anyways. But go for it, Amok. So there's two legs and breasts. So in the end,
Brest will disappoint me.
wow, brilliant, good one. So it's PSG, Man City, Real Madrid, Hiren by.
I think this will be no doubt. I think a lot of as a neutral fan, I think this is becoming a little bit you can say boring to see these two teams again and again in UCL and for cup
True,
for a past couple of
true.
season. But I think this season the story is a little bit different for both the teams. So Manchester City is also struggling. You can say he lost their couple of key players due to the injury now. So I think that makes this say a little bit in terms of the balance. Still, I feel Real Madrid is still has a little bit upper hand, 60-40, I would say. So
Mhm.
difficult to pick between those two teams because I can't pick Madrid. Obviously, I want to see them kick out from this. You can see the playoff itself. So
True.
the I can have a banter about that. In new format, there this you can see the aura of Madrid might be, and at least for one season, I have that
Okay.
you can say
Okay.
banter with my friend of Real Madrid, but I want to see Madrid, Manchester City to win the that match. So I'm going for
You want to win.
I am going for
Okay.
Manchester City, obviously.
Okay. Spoken like a true Pep
And
Guardiola
Barca fan.
fan. Exactly. Amok, your prediction on that game?
Mm, I think if Madrid CBs won't be injured.
Mm.
Now I heard that Alaba was
Yeah,
injured.
all three
Yeah.
main defenders are injured. So now they have to play with the
Mhm.
Asensio and Chouameni.
Asensio.
Asensio, their younger center back, is coming from their academy.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
Mm.
about it.
He is a promising one. Played a couple of matches before also this season. Looks impressive.
Okay, seeing that, I think Man City.
That's a very interesting call. Viewers, let us know what you guys think because we all know when the Champions League anthem hits, Real Madrid or goes beyond the rafters. So that's an interesting call from both of you. Next, there's going to be some really interesting matches where you can't pick the winners. Juventus PSV, I think this is a very difficult one. What do you think, Hiren
I
Bhai?
think so. Obviously, I think definitely most of the fans feel Juventus are favorite, but I think the way PSV, I think
Yeah,
in last match day they put up a fight against Liverpool. I think they surprised us.
exactly.
But I think Juventus versus PSV will be really. It can be a really close match, but I still feel Juventus seeing their experience in the UCL, and I think the coach is also a former Barca player. So
Yeah.
yeah, I want to see. And I feel Juventus has a little bit upper end in that match.
Hmm. I think Keenan Elders has been
Amazing,
amazing.
yeah.
I've been watching some highlights of his. He's been crazy. Just one question: can Kolomuani now play for Juventus in the Champions League, or is he cup tied,
I I
or how does it work?
I didn't see the exit news. They register him for the UCL or? But
No, I
I
don't
I
think
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 he
I.
he's
can
not.
play.
Acha, okay.
Is it? You have played already for PSG and then
Hmm.
I
now
think so.
you
Yeah,
can.
he's played for
Hmm.
PSG. So can you play then for a loan team?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
But
Okay. Great viewers, let us know whether Kolomuani can
Hmm.
play for Juventus in the Champions League. What do you think, Amok? Juventus PSV?
I just hope it won't be 0-0 draw because Thiago Motta is playing the most
True.
boring football ever in Juventus, and I think Juventus should just sack him,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and he hasn't
He
lost a
sacked.
game.
He might be sacked before the end of the season. The way season is going, and there are a couple
No,
of
he
rumors.
hasn't lost a game in Syria,
Uh,
but he has held out around 10 to 12
Draws.
draws.
Yeah.
But again, the football which Juventus used to play 10 years ago, 8 years ago is not the football which we are watching. But again, probably it will be a very boring match. So let's see.
Mhm.
I think I can't predict this both. I just
Okay.
hope Juventus goes because of my Italian favorite.
Brilliant. Last game, Sporting Dortmund. That's also going to be quite close. But Sporting without Amorim, Dortmund without practically any defense, you can say. Also, a new coach
Hmm.
at Dortmund, Niko Kovac, former Bayern coach, is at Dortmund.
I
Hiren.
think this will be also interesting game, and as you said, both the team had the new mid-season coach, so it will be a interesting thing to see how they are gonna mm, get the performance from the team in UCL. So
Mhm.
I feel it will be difficult to pick honestly, but I see about Dortmund playing against Barca that they done a good job in that match overall.
Mhm.
If you see, but I feel Dortmund will win that match.
Brilliant. And Amok, you?
I think it will be a very high scoring goal. So Dortmund and Sporting. I'm just eager to watch Gyökeres here.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
let's see.
Lot of teams are going to look at Gyökeres because of how good he's been for Sporting. So that could be interesting. United fans probably also going to look at Quenda, who we've been linked with. So that's going to be an interesting game as well. And on that note, that is all we have for this episode. And thank you so much, Hiren Bhai, for joining us on the pod. We contacted you. We all knew how an amazing content creator you are and how well you present content, but we should talk about Hiren by the person as well, because when We messaged him. We are a small budding podcast. We messaged him and he immediately replied, "Let's do it, bro. I will come on this podcast and I'll talk." Just goes to show the measure of the man as well. So thank you so much,
Always
Bhai,
pleasure,
for
bhai. I also had a great time. It's always exciting to talk about the football with the fans.
viewers. Please show Hiren Bhai some love. We will share all his socials in the description below. Go follow Curious Harry. Look at all of the content he's putting out. He's the master of making 10-minute videos. The amount of information he provides in these videos. So many people comment that morning chai and Curious Harry video. That is how my morning goes about. So please go give him a follow and show him some love. And as always, viewers, please do show some love to us as well. Share and subscribe to our content on Football Corner Pod. And I just thought of an idea now that we are slowly growing. Probably when we reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I think it is only fitting as a giveaway. We should give a Start Brestois or a Brest shirt with one of the subscribers, and then we should ship it to them. So yes, so please share and subscribe. If obviously we will give you a 2024-2025 Brest t-shirt when we hit 1,000 subscribers. That is a promise from Corner Football Pod. But love all the support and comments that you guys have been putting. So please keep it coming, guys. And also always share and subscribe. We will come back soon with another episode. So until then, please take care, stay safe, and be aware of any corners taken quickly. And last time we had a Liverpool fan when we said this, Hiren by. Now we are saying corners taken quickly, and we have a Barcelona fan. So on that note, we will end it. See you all. Bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.